Eminem, Yellow Brick Road. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. All right, let's go.
Okay.
We're doing this on Twitch. You're missing out if you're not here, man.
Yeah, bros.
Twitch.tv/flawdzilla. If you were subscribed on Twitch, if you're following on Twitch, you would know this was happening. Yeah.
There.
So follow.
What we have to do is deal with it when these individuals are young enough, if you will, to be saved, not in a religious sense, but not to constitute what this country at times calls their throwaway children.
We seem to be approaching an age of the gross.
We all have
You just burped?
No, I thought it was you.
Move up a little bit from our parent station, and each generation should do a little bit better.
All right, come on, let's cut the bullshit enough. Let's get it started. Let's start addressing this issue and open it up. Let's take the shit back to the basement and we can discuss statements that's made on this tape and its whole origin of the music that we all know and love, the music we all enjoy, the music you accuse me of trying to destroy. Let's rewind it to '89 when I was a boy on the east side of Detroit, crossing 8 Mile in the Warren in the hick territory. I like to share a story. This is my story and can't nobody tell it for me. You have well informed me. I'm well aware that I don't belong here. You made that perfectly clear. I get my ass kicked damn near everywhere, from Bel Air Shopping Center just for stopping in there, from the black side all the way to the white side. Okay, there's a bright side, a day that I might slide. You may call it a pass, I call it hauling my ass through that patch of grass over them railroad tracks. Oh, them railroad tracks, them old railroad tracks, them good old notorious, so well-known tracks. So let's go back, follow the yellow brick road as we go on another episode. Journey with me as I take it through this nifty little place that I once used to call home, sweet home. Come on, let's go back, follow the yellow brick road as we go on another episode. Journey with me as I take it through this nifty little place that I once used to call home, sweet home. Sweet home.
So he's obviously talking about the nigga tapes. Foolish Pride and all that Benzino was put in the source. That's obviously what he's talking about. Let's take this back to the basement. We can discuss statements made on this tape. It's a whole origin of. Rewind it back to when I was 89. Okay. So he's just telling the story. So what?
I don't know. I don't know if I like it that much. Like, I mean, it sounds good. It's okay.
I don't mind it.
I think the hook I don't like.
I don't mind it. I just didn't like how he said railroad tracks so many times. And then he said them good old notorious well-known tracks. So I think it was like he was talking about the tracks. He went from the railroad tracks
to his music.
Yeah, he was talking about Detroit to the tracks on the racist tape.
Okay. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
I mean, how cool can you, like, how not cool? How like if you're making a song that's explaining situation.
I mean, he was still rhyming. He was still rhyming.
Yeah,
well.
that's what I'm saying. It's
there was
dope.
a lot of rhyming in there, but I just, obviously he's telling
a story.
He's opening it up. He's unfolding it.
Yep.
He hasn't really got too deep into the detail yet. So
it's only
you guys
the first
heard that.
Verse, yeah.
So we'll continue. I don't really need to break it down, but we'll just say there was a lot of rhyming in there. And I see what he's getting at. Let's go. Let's continue.
Okay.
The street so much they call me a drifter. Some just call home sweet home. Sweet home. The street so much they call me a drifter. Sometimes I'd stick up a thumb just to hitchhike, just to get picked up, to get me a lift up. 8 Mile and Van Dyke, or steal a goddamn bike from somebody's backyard and drop it off at the park. That was the halfway mark to me, Kim had to walk back to her mama's on Chalmers after dark to sneak me in the house when I'm kicked out my mom's. That's about the time I first met Proof with Goofy Gary on the steps at Osborne, handing out some flyers. We was doing some talent shows at Centerline High. I told him to stop by and check us out sometime. He looked at me like I'm out my mind, shook his head like white boys don't know how to rhyme. I spit out a line and rhyme combined birthday with first place, and we both had the same rhymes that sound alike. We was on the same shit, that Big Daddy Kane shit, but compound syllable sound combined. From that day we was down the ride. Somehow we knew we'd meet again somewhere down the line. So let's go back, follow the yellow brick road as we go on another episode. Journey with me as I take you through this nifty little place that I once used to call home, sweet home. Come on, let's go back, follow the yellow brick road as we go on another episode. Journey with me as I take you through this nifty little place that I once used to call home, sweet home.
I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it play. But I just want to point out, like, he did that whole verse with layered vocals and like, like that's from like that's an old song, right? Is that Jay-Z? La la la.
I've heard it. I think I've heard it a few times.
It's like it feels like it was like a interpolation of that, but maybe Jay-Z took that from something else.
Maybe.
I don't know, but it sounds like an interpolation of but I don't know. That's what I was hearing, but maybe not. The whole album is what I heard out of. Yeah, this is before you got sober. Okay. Which song was first?
What, Jay-Z or him?
Let me see. Excuse me, miss. La 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 came out April 29th, 2003. Encore came out, or Eminem Encore, 2004, a year later.
Wow.
You might have heard it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe it just stuck with him.
I don't know.
My first year in this nifty little place that I once used to call home, sweet home. My first year in 9th grade, can't forget that day of school. It was cool till your man MC Shan came through and said that Puma's the brand, cause the clan makes troops. It was rumors, but man, goddamn, they flew. Must have been true because man, we done banned they shoes. I had the new ones, the cool J Ice Lamb Sway too, but we just threw them in the trash like they yesterday's news. Guess who came through next? X-Clan debuted, Professor X and Glorious exists in a state of red, black, and green with a key. Sissies. Now with this being a new trend, we don't fit in. Crackers is out with cactus albums. Blackness is in. African symbols and medallions represent black power, and we ain't know what it meant. Me and my man Howard and Butter would go to the mall with them all over our necks like we're showing them off. Not knowing at all we was being laughed at. You ain't even half black. You ain't supposed to have that, homie. Let me grab that. And that Flavor Flav clock, we gon' have to snatch that. All I remember is meeting back at Mannix's basement, saying how we hate this, how racist, but dope. The X-Clan's tape is, which reminds me, back in '89, me and Kim broke up for the first time. She was trying to two-time me, and there was this black girl at our school who thought I was cool cause I rapped, so she was kinda eyeing me. And oh, the irony, guess what her name was? Ain't even gonna say it. Plus, the same color hair as hers was, and blue contacts and a pair of jugs. The bomb is goddamn girl in our whole school. If I could pull it, not only would I become more popular, but I would be able to piss came off at the same time. But it backfired. I was supposed to dump her, but she dumped me for this black guy, and that's the last I ever seen or heard or spoke to the old foolish pride girl. But I've heard people say they heard the tape, and it ain't that bad, but it was. I singled out a whole race, and for that I apologize. I was wrong, cause no matter what color a girl is, she's still a soul. Let's go back, follow the yellow brick road as we go on another episode. Journey with me as I take you through this nifty little place.
Epic apology, I love it.
Home, sweet home. Come on, let's go back, follow the yellow brick road as we go on another episode. Journey with me as I take you through this nifty little place that I once used to call home, sweet home.
That was so Eminem.
Yeah.
That was so Eminem. Bro, so usually I would be like, don't apologize to the mob, but I can see it here. I can see why you would.
Yeah.
Them tapes definitely was racist as fuck.
I didn't hear them.
Could have been a joke, whatever, but If he didn't mean it, why not apologize for it?
So it was him and his friends?
All I heard was him. Bro, if you hear it, he just sounds so happy to just like be going in on black people. I'm not gonna lie. Like not only is he's not even just rapping. Like he's rapping like in like he just loves it. He just loves it, bro. Like he loves not liking black people. That's how it sounded. But again, so like I'm not gonna make excuses, but I just know that I might be black, right? Mm-hmm. Like, but I grew up around all white people. Mostly white people. I grew up around black people, obviously. Mostly black people. But there was all white people in New Hampshire. But, like, I couldn't imagine, like, in New Hampshire, everyone wasn't just, like, white power all day. So I can't imagine, like, and that was never cool, like, as, like, a main thing. Mm-hmm. So I can't imagine what it would have been like being white and loving rap, and then having like rap that's like anti-white just like take over, and you're like trying to rock, trying to like be a part of it, and niggas like get the fuck out of here, bro. That shit is crazy. So I don't know how that feels, but I don't know if I would go home and be like niggas, you know what I mean? But he basically was like I was hating black people at the time. Is what he just said. I was really upset about black people at that time.
X-Clan is,
which is more him admitting reality, because people are short-sighted when they're young. They get emotional. They do things like that. You jump to conclusions, racial conclusions, gender conclusions, all type of different conclusions you jump to. Which is why that's who politicians go for. Leftist politicians go for young people, because they know these people can be emotionally rallied and turned into soldiers for their causes, just because they're based off emotion. So it makes sense. That's just how that's how it works, you know. And I've jumped to conclusions like that.
This says that that day that he made the tapes, he said we used to be in the basement and make foolish freestyles before we were actually rapping, like recording. And he said that day he broke up with the black girl, and that's what made him.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Yeah,
that's crazy.
So it was just compounded. Like
he was angry.
First they were like they were roasting him for being white and trying to like certain rap. Yeah. And then he dated a black girl to get back at Kim.
Yeah. And maybe to try to be like, hey, look, I'm dating a black girl.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
You never know. It might have been him.
When you're young, you're dumb like that. Like I'm dating a black person, so look, I'm cool. I'm with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And obviously trying to gain the acceptance is the issue there. If he would have never tried to gain the acceptance in the first place, he'd have been good. I don't know if he's actually trying to gain acceptance, but like,
you never know.
Yeah.
As a kid, he's a kid. Yeah. He probably was.
If
that's
he
what
was,
I'm assuming.
That's you never do that. You know, like what you want, bro. Like what you want. Obviously, it is cringe to like see white people in like dashikis and shit like that. So I can't
that's
imagine.
A force.
Yeah, you don't need to do all that, but you can like the music, bro.
Yeah, and just be you. Man.
It is what it is. You know, there is a like a line, I guess you could walk. You got to walk, like being black, white, being whatever it is. There's a line you got to walk for your own sanity, because you could do all that. Like you could rock fucking the black power fist and all that. You could do all that, but you got to be prepared for people who aren't going to accept it to just like roast you nonstop, even if you mean that shit from your heart. If you're totally, you know what I'm saying, into it, you got to be ready for the world outside to be like, yo, fuck out of here, fuck out of here, fuck out of here. Which I know people act like it's easy to deal with, but I deal with comments, and that shit is like,
I can't
it took
read
me a
comments.
long time to be like,
I don't read them anymore.
To not be affected by the comments, you know? So I get it. I think FUBU is different, but, you know, white people wore FUBU in New Hampshire too. White people, bro, New Hampshire was full of a bunch of like ghetto white people. I'm trying to tell you, like, there's suburban white kids, but there's like ghetto white kids in New Hampshire, bro. Like everywhere got a ghetto. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts.
So niggas wearing lugs and shit, like that shit was normal. You know, like there was a point where I'm like looking down on white people, like get out of here, get out of here, fucking ghetto, you fucking you hood rat.
Yeah, there's some.
Get out of here, hood rat. I know a white hood rat when I see one. I'm telling you, bro. Like it don't. That shit don't discriminate. That shit don't discriminate. Hood ratness and ghetto-ness does not discriminate.
Ghetto is not a color. That's for sure.
Facts. Lugs. I haven't heard lugs in a minute. Bro, it's real. It's real shit. That's real shit, bro. That is real shit. Crooked said in an interview that if it happened to a black person, they would have hopped on the track and said wipe. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. So that's not that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Like, that is just a young person thing.
Yeah. To
jump to that kind of conclusion and not think you're short-sighted. You're not thinking about the consequences that come from that, whether you mean it or not. You know, like you're just lashing out. Like, cause like I was just saying, most of these activists, these internet activists, these young internet activists, they don't mean anything they say. It's easy to say the things. That's why they say it. They have a Twitter, so they go on there and say some crazy racist anti-white shit or anti-whatever shit, anti-black shit, anti-woman shit. They're not ready to really deal with those consequences. And that's why when people hear me say things to Mo, they take it so seriously. But it's like, you ain't in my household. You don't understand that there's nuance to the things that are said between us.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you treat it like shit. You have no idea. You see the internet. You think this is the internet. That's not. It's not real life. You know. But
Facts.
that's just how the internet is, bro. That's just how kids are. That's how young people are. You know what I mean? It's just there's not a lot of mature thought being put into things to make the right decisions or whatever. And I don't think it's not even about the right or wrong decision. It's about the decision that you're gonna have to live with. That's what it really is. Whether it's right or wrong, you're the one who's gonna have to deal with those consequences. Yeah. That's what's important. Can you deal with the fallout of what you're doing? A lot of people can't, but they say these things on the internet. That's why there's like, you know, anonymous accounts and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway, I bodied that reaction. Let me just say that.
That's a good one.
I bodied that reaction. Don't forget it. We do this. We do this.